Good morning, South Africa. We've got the latest news stories and headlines in South Africa on Tuesday, January 25, 2022. Now let's take a good look at the top 5 stories that have made headlines for today. Malaria alert issued for SA, and these 3 regions are at high risk. You'd have thought that South Africa has enough on its plate when it comes to dealing with infectious diseases. Alas, COVID-19 and malaria have a few things in common, namely, neither of them can be reasoned with. Just as the 4th wave of COVID-19 winds down in Mzansi, the National Institute of Communicable Diseases, NICD, has revealed that an outbreak of malaria has been reported in several regions of the country. Around this time of year, malaria season enters its peak. So there are going to be many more cases reported between now and the autumn, but how exactly can you tell what illness your body is battling? Well, that's the thing. It's often very hard to tell if you've got malaria or COVID-19 because the symptoms present themselves in the same manner. People living in Limpopo, KZN, and Mpumalanga have been placed on alert for the spread of this disease, and there's also a warning for returning travelers from Mozambique. Mask wearing is now obsolete, says leading SA virologist. For the best part of the last 2 years, wearing a mask has been part and parcel of our everyday life. But is the era of mandatory face coverings now coming to an end? One of Mzansi's top virologists believes so. Professor Shaba Modi, of Wits University, believes that the legal requirement to wear a mask in public has now become obsolete. The COVID-19 expert, who is also calling for an end to all lockdown restrictions, is convinced that the cloth masks worn by a majority of the population do next to nothing in terms of preventing the virus from spreading. Modi, arguing his point in an interview with the Center for Risk Analysis, says that infection rates in South Africa, where an estimated 3/4 of the population have been exposed to COVID-19, haven't been minimized by the use of face coverings. Therefore, any requirement to mandate masks should be reconsidered. Elderly woman brutally beaten to death with chair by 15-year-old attacker. An 89-year-old woman was brutally beaten to death with a chair by a 15-year-old in her home at Brenton Farm on Sunday. Police spokesperson Warrant Officer Joseph Swartboy said the teenage boy arrived at Brenton Farm, Slanghoek in Rossonville on Sunday at around 11:40. The burglar door was open, and the boy entered the dwelling. When he was approached by the woman, he used a chair to assault the woman, he said. The 89-year-old woman was declared deceased on the scene by the medical personnel. A 15-year-old boy was arrested and detained on a charge of murder and house robbery, Swartboy said. The boy is expected to make a court appearance in the Worcester Magistrate Court soon. The leader in Western Cape accused of sexually abusing young employees. Several sources have confirmed that Albert Fritz, who was subjected to a mystery suspension from the DA on Sunday night, is now facing allegations of sexual assault from younger colleagues in his office. Fritz serves as the leader of the DA of the Western Cape, and he's also an MEC for community safety. Therefore, these allegations will cut to the core of local government, which has been rocked by the accusations. Alan Wind, the provincial premier, did not initially reveal why Albert Fritz had been suspended by the party. The reasons behind the disciplinary action were only revealed on Monday morning. The MEC will now step aside from his duties in order to confront the allegations made against him. Gunman who shot and killed deputy school principal in Tembisa still at large. The gunman who shot and killed a deputy school principal at a school in Tembisa are still at large. Police spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Mavila Masondo said the investigation is underway. Tembisa Deputy School Principal Tembisa Njendane was gunned down in the driveway of Fomalong Secondary School in Tembisa on Friday afternoon. 3 gunmen suddenly appeared and allegedly shot her 3 times through the passenger window. Subsequently, she got out of her car, trying to evade the hailstorm of bullets, but she fell just beside the car, said Gauteng Education Department spokesperson Steve Mabona. One of the gunmen allegedly shot her twice while she was on the ground, and they fled the scene without taking anything from her, he said. According to a report by News 24, her husband, an emotional wiseman Njendane, said he had many unanswered questions. This is Leah for the South African.